Few weeks back, I reviewed my Citizen ProMaster Air GMT, and I call it almost perfect watch. For me. Perfectly designed, perfectly functioning, perfectly feeling watch. For me. The Luminox SXC, which is nearly impossible to pronounce for non-native speakers, by the way, isn't. And I think I like it for all the wrong reasons. Luminox, founded in 1989 in USA, quite quickly made a name for itself with one key feature: always visible time. Their watches use a unique self-powering, always glowing technology that glows 24/7 for up to 25 years. And that tech made them a favorite of elite forces, most famously the US Navy SEALs, who officially partnered with Luminox in the 90s to develop a watch tough enough for their missions. Needless to say, that alone made the Luminox watches popular with law enforcement, military units, rescue teams, and outdoors adventurers worldwide. Built for water resistance, high durability, and high performance in extreme conditions, they've earned a reputation as a go-to tool watch for people who live their life on the edge. This SXC model, a carbon fiber made GMT for space exploration. So while Luminox wasn't officially contracted by NASA like some other brands, hello Omega, their watches did go to space. That gives them some serious space cred. So whether you're diving deep, climbing high, or you just want a rugged tactical look, Luminox is here for you. Even if you want to go to outer space, something like a Chuck Norris of a watch. At least that's what Luminox would like you to believe. I did, and I bought this, and I kind of feel like it's Chuck Norris of a watch. From wish.com. Soon a bit more expensive with tariffs. Before we dive into the design, let's check the box the watch comes in, because that one is actually pretty cool. Space theme is all over the place. The watch comes on 24mm rubber strap. That feels good quality, it's got cool space design underneath, which also help your screen to breathe. The buckle is color matched and signed. And that's where critical Karel has something to say finally. There are these notches to stop your keeper from sliding off, which would be absolutely awesome thing to have. It being right behind the buckle, it leaves most of the strap flap around and get stuck on stuff. You know, the very thing the keeper should prevent from. Speaking of which, who the hell is this watch designed for? I am a big guy. Okay, I got only 7-inch wrist. I am only on a third hole. Is this for Thanos or? The case is big. 44mm big. Made from ultra lightweight yet durable carbon fiber reinforced polycarbonate. Which is a fancy name of saying that is strong enough to withstand any G-forces without turning into confetti. The design has a modern space-age vibe, with the sharp angles, bold lines, and a stealthy tactical look. It's asymmetrical, sticking out a bit on the crown sign, and I have a thing for asymmetrical cases. It's 15mm thick and whopping 52mm lug to lug. It's a big bulky thing that plays mind tricks on you, because once you put that giant thing on your wrist, it disappears, vanishes, poof. 64 grams for such a big watch feels unreal. And because the watch is so big, the weight, well, the little weight it's got, is distributed all over the watch and the strap. It's almost bizarre feeling, and it's the only watch that I can really say that I forgot I wear. It doesn't move a bit on your wrist no matter what you do. And having the wearing experience, I get the appeal this watch has for, you know, the professionals, military, law enforcement and so on, a bit more. Wearing this watch overnight, for instance, is a dream. But no joke intended. Plus, I gotta say, I completely dig the way the carbon fiber case looks like. It's different, subtle, yet noticeable. Feel that it's not just plastic. Yeah, and there is a model name etched on the top side, which I'm not gonna read again. And it supposedly stands for Space Exploration Corporation. The watch is 200-meter water resistance. The crown is only push-pull. The crown is big, signed, and not exactly the most grippy thingy. And yes, I'm a bit upset it's not screwed down. It operates Swiss Ronda 515.24H, quartz color GMT movement with plus or minus 10 seconds accuracy a month and up to 45 months of battery life. It's not my favorite GMT movement. Don't get me wrong, it works perfectly fine and it's fairly accurate. See, the GMT hand doesn't jump in 1 hour increments. It's moving freely and that makes my OCD going wild. The caseback is screwed on, made from the same material with the name of the model and that Space Exploration Corporation thing. And of course specs around. Now let's talk about this bezel. It's a 24-hour GMT friction bezel, so it turns eventually. It feels like turning a plastic toy that has been left in the sand for too long. Not exactly what you would call smooth, satisfying experience. Compared, for instance, to my Seiko Flightmaster. That bezel is also friction based, but it's a bezel that you kind of want to use, even though you have no reason to, because it's a logarithmic sliding door, but whatever. It is a night and day difference. The Seiko feels quality, precision made. This feels like something you don't want to twist. And quite frankly, sometimes you can because it gets stuck. On a watch for $600 when it was new. I really think that was just a poor design choice. Given the material, given the usage, this bezel should have been fixed. The dial continues the very tactical look, and it is a good look. There is a raised minute track with cutouts for the tritium tubes, slightly less raised glossy circle for hour markers and numerals, and then the inner matte circle with 24-hour military time. And this white frame running across the middle, framing the date window on the right side and a GMT on the left side. GMT being in yellow, matching the yellow GMT hand. Luminox Shield logo at 12, with a little bit of red, and SXC 200 meter down at 6. The handset is metal grey, partly skeletonized, and also carrying the tritium tubes. It all looks good together. Looks. Doesn't work that well together though. See the GMT hand? It's a bit short in it. Considering you're supposed to read the second time zone on the bezel, but the hand points exactly to the 24-hour military time conversion. That is just bad. It kind of feels like Luminox couldn't decide whether they wanted the 24-hour scale on the inner circle or on the bezel. Dude, if you want me to use the bezel as the second time zone, make the GMT hand longer to point exactly to the bezel. No, it's straight up stupid. Look at my ProMaster GMT Air. Okay, and I appreciate the fact that the GMT hand has tritium tube as well. But what is the point? I have no clue where it points to because the bezel is not loomed. Plus, it's exactly the same length as the hour hand. And I promise you, if they're close to each other at night, which they are, you have a really hard time saying which one is which. Talk about function on the first place. Speaking of the tritium, it's good. Although, maybe a bit underwhelming at first. Once you get to see it and you realize it's gonna glow exactly like that throughout the night, or throughout all the nights for the next 20 years, it's a really cool thing. However, I can't get rid of the feeling that it's supposed to be function first, easy to read, usable watch. But it's a mess. And it's all covered by mineral crystal, not sapphire. And yes, it's scratched already. For a watch that costs non-insignificant amount of money, it feels light. Suspiciously light. When you pick it up for the first time, it feels like it's made out of the same material that they use for these plastic spoons you're supposed to eat ice cream with, and they break. Let's just be honest. You're mostly paying the Luminox brand and that Swiss made on the dial. And the movement. Let's just say you can find the same movement in a watches that costs about the same as a decent pizza on AliExpress. No judgment, it's a good movement, but it's a bit out of place here. Once again, this watch costs almost exactly the same like my ProMaster Air. That is true mechanical anti-magnetic GMT. That feels like something you have spent that amount of money on, not like something you just found in a Happy Meal. I promise you, if you gave this watch to a non-watch person and ask them how much do they think it cost, and once you tell them the truth, they would think you're nuts. This watch gets outperformed, outfinished, and most importantly outpriced by pretty much anything. Especially the watches running Seiko NH34. You're paying the Luminox brand, the cool story, and yes, the constant glow from the tritium tubes. It's a bit difficult to get anywhere else. But if you're looking for that premium materials and a little bit of that mechanical magic, this ain't it. But still, there is a reason why these continue to be so popular. And it comes a lot from the experience when you wear it. When you actually put it on the wrist, it makes you forget a lot of the flaws the watch has. And it kind of makes you feel like you want to take on the world with it. So if you want something light, rugged, with that Swiss made on the dial, and you don't mind that it kind of feels like tactical action figure accessory, this got its charm. But still, I'm a bit disappointed. And that's where I'm gonna leave it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. If you didn't like the video, I thank you for watching this far. And please let me know, what is your experience with Luminox watches? Has anyone tried one of their steel models, maybe the automatic models? Please let me know in the comments. My name is Karel and this is Watch. Till next time, cheers.